All right, one or two more questions.
So, in entrepreneurship, obviously you've got to put out a lot of fires, right? How do you stay sane in putting out all those fires? Like for me, I listen to music. When I'm having a bad day, I'll take a walk, listen to music, that's me. That's how I calm myself down. How do you guys calm yourself down?
That's a good question, and what you do is perfect, but just worry about things you could control. Don't worry about things you can't control. Like most people get stressed out because you're worried about all the things you can't control. Oh, this person doesn't like me. Oh, my car got scratched. It's already scratched. This client canceled an escrow, and it was 20 grand commission. And you keep thinking about that, like when you go to sleep, when you wake up the next week, and then instead of opening new escrows, you're focused on that. You could focus on opening more escrows, and you could and stop worrying about the escrow that canceled. It's already canceled. Like if Sil leaves me, like she left me. Like I can't control that, but I could control what Albert's gonna do next. So focus on what you could control, and then stress leaves. And Sil's not gonna leave me, but.
Also, I would say you get better at troubleshooting, and the biggest advice I can give anybody that's in this business, whether it's real estate or mortgage, do not hide when there's a problem. That will piss off a lot of people, and you will never do a deal with that person again. It's like so frustrating. Like pick up the phone, just say I have nothing. We're falling out of escrow. Our value got cut. Like it's really simple. And communication is such a big part that's missing in so many people's not only business but relationships. Any kind of relationship. If you can communicate effectively, you'll be a lot more successful. And if it's a call you don't want to take it. And the next time you don't want to take a call, think about what I just said. It will be a game changer. Just fix the problem and stop hiding. Hiding doesn't make it go away, just for the record.
And Christine, isn't this amazing? Did you ever imagine you guys putting this together?
Never.
Like so many people, like it's growing every time that I see it. It's so beautiful to watch.
And tell me what you think to answer Rich's question, because this is what I tell my guys. For example, I use that word extreme. The whole entrepreneurship is very extreme. So I look at a situation, I'm like, okay, well, what's the worst fucking thing I can happen?
Yeah.
Like the worst. And I go there immediately. And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay with that. I went to the extreme. And another thing is, who's Andy trying to become? Who are you trying to become? Andy up here would look at my little problems right now and be like, hey, little guy, you're stressing about that? You know, so the dude that I'm trying to become would not be too caught up in the little shit that I got going, despite of what it may be. So who do we want to become is where I go to.
And that's very, like, worst case scenario. Like, remember Andy when we thought he was going to shoot us? I was thinking worst case scenario because we arrived to the Todd Duncan seminar, and then he came like running, and then but he ran like we were parking right there, and he literally like let's say that's the car, right, and Andy was like right here, and Andy saw us all the way from the hotel where the door is, and he like sprinted and he was like going like that, and then he like did like that. And then he was taking something from his back. Oh my God. Remember I told you? I'm like, wow, what is this guy doing? You talked about that in your presentation. And then he takes out a notebook. And then he's like, hey guys, Albert, Willy. He started asking questions. He's taking notes. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? So I was thinking worst case scenario, what if this guy shoots us? So I was ready to step on it. But then I saw a notebook. And I'm like, But yeah, I mean, worst case scenario. Always be prepared for what's your worst case scenario.
Get the notebook like rolled up.
Yeah, that would, I have never experienced something like that.
Oh, that's amazing, guys.
Question?
So yesterday, when we were here at EMA, Lily was telling us that, for example, with social media, to always, if somebody comments on like any post, always send a DM. So yesterday, I was following his tactics, so I went ahead and put a story on excellent nutrition, and I had tagged yourself, and then I tagged Sylvie, and I tagged Lily. And I know in the past with excellent nutrition, you had actually inquired over to us, but we dropped the ball, and we're actually working on the system. but I was using that tactic because kind of what she was referring to. I knew you were going to be here today because I had asked Willy, and I could have been hiding from you this whole day. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know excellent nutrition. I know we dropped the ball, but I feel like using those tactics has really helped. It's going to help us like get to business to the next level, kind of like with the system. So I feel like what she had to say was very, very key, because you never know who's going to be there next to you or who you're going to run into. And if you've already closed that bridge, then it's a done deal. So yeah, and then I went and DM'd you, and you didn't reply, but you liked it. You know, we're good.
We're good.
Yeah, we're good. That was already a win for me.
Yeah.
Because that, in a sense, thanks to the Lord, you know, I'm here and I'm able to speak to you directly.
Yeah.
So it's just you know, I feel like on your.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And also like for the future, well, this is something for a later time, but like I have so many marketing tips and tricks. So it's too much to talk about right now, but I have a team now. Like I have my marketing team, and I get hundreds of DMs a day. So like sometimes more than that. So I get a lot of DMs, a lot of comments, a lot of things like that. And then I have a texting app, which is a community text app, where that's why I put always text me. So we have a huge database right there, which makes it easier to make more sales to the masses, right? So like if you're gonna like, right, for example here, we have 35 or 40 people like Willy said, but we're limited to these 35 people. But if you go on the live, like Andy was